Our Parsha this week, double Parsha, Acharei Mot Kedoshim, contains many, many commandments. And one commandment, the Torah actually takes two mitzvot and puts them in a single sentence. Et Shabtotai Tishmoru, you must guard my Sabbaths. Vet Mikdashi Tira'u, and you must have a sense of awe for my sanctuary. Ani Hashem, I am God. And the question is, why are these two concepts put together? The keeping of Shabbat and the awe and the reverence that one must have for the temple. Well, at first thought it would seem that they have something in common, because both of them are described as kadosh, as holy. Shabbat Kodesh, the holy Shabbat. The Mikdash, the very word Mikdash, temple, is from the word kadosh, which means sanctity. They are different types of sanctity. Shabbat is the sanctification of time. Suddenly in the middle of the week, you have a day that is holy. It is different from the rest of the days of the week. The same thing with the Beit HaMikdash. That is the sanctification of place. That suddenly here in the middle of Jerusalem, you have an area that is set apart, that is sanctified to be holy. Now the question is one of them more holy than the other? And this is exactly what the Torah is telling us. Et Shabtotai Tishmoru. First you keep my Shabbat, and then you have reverence for the Beit HaMikdash. Meaning that Shabbat, which is the sanctification of time, is of a greater level than the Beit HaMikdash, which is the sanctification of place. Why? Because time is time wherever you are in the world. Whereas place, only that particular place, it's very limited, is holy. So the sanctity of Shabbat is greater than the sanctity of the temple. And that is why the Jewish people were not allowed to build the tabernacle or the temple on Shabbat. As great as it is as an endeavor to build a place of worship for Hashem, nevertheless, it cannot be done on Shabbat. You see, often people think, I'm involved in some type of a holy pursuit. I'm building a shul, I'm building community, whatever it may be, and therefore, in order to do that, I can trample on the mitzvot. I'm building a shul, so let's build the shul on Shabbat. I'm doing something holy. I'm not doing something for myself, heaven forfend. Comes along the Torah and says, no. Even a holy thing, even doing an activity for a holy purpose, has to be done in the correct way. Hashem says, I know that it's a mitzvah for you to build a temple, but you can't build the temple if you're going to desecrate my Shabbat. That's what the Talmud would call a mitzvah haba ba'avera, a mitzvah that comes through a sin. We can't justify the means based on the ends. The ends is, I want to do something holy. So therefore, whatever means are necessary, I'm going to do that. No, that's not allowed. One has to make sure that whatever one activity is doing in one's life, that it has to be done in a legal way. It has to be done in a way in which you are able to preserve the sanctity of Hashem. And therefore, guard my Shabbat, and only them have reverence for the temple. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.